Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be in New York ahead of our second show in Matchroom Boxing USA from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. And as always, a huge thank you to everybody there at the Barclays Center for making this possible. I think it's really become the home of boxing here in New York, and it's a pleasure to be there on April 28th. Of course, a few other thanks. HBO. It wouldn't be possible without Peter Nelson putting this show together with Danny Jacobs and, of course, our UK partners with Sky Sports back over home. I think there's a saying in the UK, and I'm going to use it here. This is what I call international boxing porn. Okay? We've got about 8 continents, countries represented here, and so many of them here today. We have Ireland down the end, of course, England. We have Brooklyn, the USA, and we have Mexico as well with Jarrell Miller, or should we call him Jarrell Miller? And, of course, welcome to our friends from France, Johan and the team. And, of course, Maciej from Poland. And a real special atmosphere is going to be created. Kazakhstan as well, having a big presence on the show. And I think the one thing about the Barclays Center is the international flavour is always well supported there. And I think that's no exception on April 28th. So many big fights on this card. And I think everybody here today, we can talk about their journey and their progression in the sport of boxing. We're going to start with Katie Taylor. I have to tell you that Katie Taylor's manager contacted me after the Olympic Games in Rio and said, you know, you have to speak to Katie Taylor. This was a young lady who has won 5 World Championship medals, 6 European golds, Olympic gold medal as well. And I never really looked at women's boxing and thought, this is where we want to go, this is the future. Then I met Katie Taylor. And what it's taught me is, it's not about women's boxing or men's boxing. It's about boxing. It's about stars. It's about people that can fight. And when you talk about Mexicans, she fights like a Mexican. She is the current WBA champion of the world, and she is unquestionably the most exciting female fighter on the planet. You will see this on April 28th when she fights Victoria Bustos, the IBF world champion, in a unification fight. The Irish are going to be present at the Barclays Center, and trust me when I say, do not miss this young lady fight. An exceptional talent. And when you talk about, again, like I say, women's boxing, forget about male, female. Just watch this girl fight. Incredible. The heavyweight division, now it's really hotting up. We have a small young gentleman in the UK by the name of Anthony Joshua. You may know him as the biggest star in world boxing. On March the 31st, he bids to unify the world championship titles against Joseph Parker, the WBO champion. There are other champions in the heavyweight division right now who are approaching 40 fights and never had a unification fight. Anthony Joshua had 20 fights. This is the 5th defence of his world title and his 2nd unification fight. On this card, we have a fight that is instrumental to the heavyweight world championship division. I think one of the best fights outside the championship fights right now, Jarrell Big Baby Miller against Johan de Halpus, in a fight that I believe could lead the winner to a shot at Anthony Joshua. We're already in talks with Brett Yormack at the Barclays Center to bring Anthony Joshua to New York for his US debut. And I tell you, to come and do it against Jarrell Miller would be perfect for us. So this is a great opportunity in an official eliminator for the world heavyweight title for Jarrell Miller to step up and put in a comprehensive performance against a very, very tough fighter in Johan de Halpus. The main event, I think, is a cracking fight. We saw Danny Jacobs take on Luis Arias on November the 11th at the Nassau Coliseum. We saw an elite fighter against a world-class fighter. Now I believe he faces an elite fighter in Sulecki. 26-0, already some big wins, number 1 with the WBC, number 4 with the WBO. Already a huge knockout victory against Hugo Centeno Jr., who's fighting, of course, Charlo for the WBC interim world title. And this is the kind of test that I think Danny Jacobs needs. I think there's a little bit of fire, a little bit of fear in the belly of Daniel Jacobs in this fight. And I want to make one thing clear. Daniel Jacobs, in my opinion, beat Gennady Golovkin when they fought. Gennady Golovkin beat Canelo when they fought. In my mind, that makes Daniel Jacobs the best middleweight on the planet. And now we've got to step up and prove it against Sulecki on April 28th. And also, this big heavyweight fight, before we go to the heavyweight division, I'm going to welcome a young lady. I want to give her a huge round of applause. Now training out of Connecticut. As I said, 6-time European gold medalist, 5-time gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist as well, and a current WBA lightweight champion of the world, Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Katie Taylor.
Thank you so much, Eddie, and Matchroom again for this opportunity. I'm so excited to be boxing in the Barclays Centre again. The last time I boxed there, the reception was fantastic, and this fight is obviously a huge, huge fight for me, a unification fight against a great opponent in Victoria Bustos, and she's a great champion, one of the longest reigning champions in women's boxing, I believe. So I am expecting a tough fight, but I've been out in Connecticut for the last few weeks. I've started, the hard work has already started, and I can't wait to go in and showcase what I can do and put on a great performance. Last year was a fantastic year for me in winning my first world title as a professional boxer, but I do believe that this year is the year that I will unify the division, and I'm so excited about it. So thanks again to Eddie, Matchroom, HBO and Sky for this opportunity, and yeah, I can't wait for the 28th. Thank you.
Okay, the heavyweight matchup, the official eliminator for the world heavyweight title. This man and his team, Johan and Mehdi's been emailing me every day for 3 months. Let me fight Joshua, let me fight Dillian White, let me fight Chisora, we'll fight anybody. As you saw when they stepped up with 24 hours notice to fight Alexander Povetkin. A real force in the heavyweight division. I'm going to ask to come up to stage Johan and also his manager Mehdi, who's going to translate for him. Please welcome Johan to help us.
Bonjour à tous. C'est un réel plaisir d'être ici avec vous aujourd'hui. J'ai conscience des choses. J'ai conscience que l'âge, voilà, je vieillis, donc c'est de réelles opportunités pour moi. Affronter Jarrell Miller ici à New York est un rêve pour moi. Et c'est la première fois, et c'est tout à leur honneur, qu'on me laisse un vrai temps d'entraînement. Et je vais avoir le temps d'entraînement nécessaire pour préparer ce combat et vous faire vraiment un combat énorme ce jour-là. Merci à tous.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Johan is happy to come here in New York for fight against Jerry Miller. He will have 2 months for the training camp. He is happy to have his time to make a good preparation for this fight. And he is old. He say he is old. He has 37 years. So, but he's happy to be here. He's very excited. He will do the fight. He will do a big fight in April 28 in HBO. So that is, he say, I have time to do my good preparation and to come in New York for make a big fight, for do a big fight. Thank you, Matchroom Boxing USA, Agents and Peter Nelson, HBO, to give us the opportunity to be here today, okay, and to participate in this boxing event in Barclays Center in Brooklyn, the next April 28. So it's a big opportunity for Johan. He will be ready. He will be ready mentally, physically. He's in good shape right now. You can see he's strong. So he will come for fight Jerry Miller. Thank you, Jerry Miller, for accepting this fight. Thank you, my boxer. And let's see what happens next April 28. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
How you guys doing today? I know you guys watching the sombrero and the poncho. So, my family's Central American and from Belize, and we have a lot of Mexicans in our family as well. So, I feel like putting a poncho be a little different today, y'all. It's easy to put on a suit, and that's everyday stuff. But putting on a poncho is a little different. It's a little more, diverse, and it hits more to the heart when I put this on today. So, showing for the culture, Coming April 28, face another top contender in Johan, the French guy, and he's a tough guy, man. I want the media to do their research on these guys that I'm fighting. Povetkin fought him in 24-hour notice, he said, and he did a good 5-6 rounds before he was stopped. He fought Deontay Wilder, who was a world champion at that time, and still got stopped 11th. I'm fighting guys with full camps, 8 weeks, 7 weeks. These guys were fighting guys on 2 weeks' notice, one day notice. So my path to the heavyweight champion is a lot harder than these guys that have belts right now. You can slice and dice it any way you want. But like I said, April 28th, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to bring the best of Big Baby. Last time we were trying to bring the weight down, show the media, show HBO that we can bring it down to a respectable size and see if that would work. And you can see that small is not always greater. Being big is a privilege, you know, and I love it. So, you know, don't hate on it, man. I come through and I still got the highest punch output in the heavyweight division. So Deontay Wilder ain't going to walk me down, and AJ shows how they ain't going to walk me down. So trust me, when it comes April 28th, I'm going to beat the brakes off this French fry. And I want you guys to tune in. And a little history note, last time I came, I fought the Polish warrior, Mariusz Wack. And I told you guys that, you know, he's actually a black Polska because the Polish were the only country that helped the Haitians free themselves during that time of slavery. And the people that helped put Haiti in slavery were actually the English, the Spaniards, and the French. So we have a lot of motivation in this fight coming to beat the Frenchman up. So come April 28th, the French fry is going to get cooked. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, HBO. Thanks, Peter Nelson. And Dimitri Lee, my partner, Big Baby Promotions, doing a lot of big things. And, hey, respect one another, have love, and go watch Black Panther, Wakanda. Let's go, baby.
Hello, everyone. Hello, New York. First, thank you very much, HBO. Thank you very much, Matchroom Boxer Eddie Hearn, that you giving me chance to fight here. Because this is my dream. This is my dream. When I was small boy, I have a dream that I fight main event on HBO television. And so I have big respect for Daniel Jacobs. This is a very good fighter. But I won't win this fight. This is my big chance. And I know that I win this fight. I'm very determined. I know who I am. I know I'm here. And I show you who I am. I know that you don't know who I am, but after fight, everyone, you know who I am, I promise. I'm not Luis Arias. Luis Arias was, this is big clown. This is big clown. He was only talk, only talk. But he not fight. He's scared, Daniel Jacobs. I'm not here. I'm Polish warrior. I'm big Polish warrior. This is my dream. I'm very determined, and I win this fight. I promise. I promise that you see April 28, big worm, real big worm. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. Once again, I would like to thank the Matchroom Group, Mr. Eddie Hearn, and of course HBO Television for this great opportunity. This is a great chance for Maciej. As you may already know, he will be the third boxer from Poland who will have a main event on HBO Boxing. Before him, there was only Tomasz Adamek and Andrew Golota. So this is something very unique, and we are all very excited. Maciej, sorry? Oh, and Grzegorz Proxa, so he will be the fourth. Thanks. It was kind of an offer like from The Godfather. We couldn't refuse the offer, so Maciej changed his plans, and he's really excited and will be ready for Daniel. So thank you very much, and we'll see each other 28th of April. Thank you.
Thank you, Maciej, and thank you for speaking English as well. And I believe you. I believe you. I believe what you say. Some fighters talk a lot, and I believe that you will bring every ounce of your soul on April 28th. I'm excited. I'm going to pass over to introduce his fighter now. I say a young man. I mean, it's not very often you could say there's someone better looking in boxing than me, but Keith Connolly's right up there, and it's a pleasure working with him and his fighters. He's doing a great job right now. I think one of the top managers in the sport of boxing. To introduce his charge, and I welcome up Keith Connolly.
Yeah, thanks everyone for being here today. I have a couple more people to thank. I don't really have time normally when I'm up here, and I always forget to thank the most important people that are in my corner. I got my family over here, my mom, my son, and my lady. Everybody was always make sure that behind the scenes everything was intact. So thank you guys for always supporting me. To my team, Andre Rozier, Keith Connolly, The rest of my staff will make sure the training preparation is always intact. Mike Rella, best cut man in the world. I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. I'm going to thank HBO for giving me this tremendous opportunity. You guys believed in me, and I'm going to make sure that I do my part to make sure that this is not in vain. As far as my opponent's concerned, I know he's a very stern, tough guy. And it was funny that he mentioned Arias because, yeah, Arias was definitely all smoke. You know, he definitely was all talk. And he didn't give the fans what the fans were expecting, which was a don't run, come forward type of fight. I do believe this gentleman is going to come bring a fight. I don't know if he's the most polished guy that you've seen, but he is skillful. And with a guy who has more determination, even if it outweighs skill, 9 times out of 10, you know, can get the victory if it's with a guy who doesn't take this serious. But you're looking at a guy who has a second chance, not only at life, but at boxing. So I always make sure I give my best foot, best chance and my best opportunities to myself by preventing, you know, guys like this from spoil the whole situation. I want to be the best. I believe in my mind that I am the best middleweight in the world. And it's about proving it. Yeah, I'm not the biggest names, and you know, all these guys are talking about Jacobs brings very little to the table. But at the end of the day, boxing is about the best fighting the best. I mean, when do, you know, boxers get to a certain point and saying, you know, you don't bring anything to a table? You know, it's unheard of. It shouldn't be in a champion's motto. So I'm just going to continue to climb this ladder of success, and it's going to be with a, I'm excited about this opponent, actually. He's a gentleman, not like this other guy we had. And he's going to come and he's going to put his best foot forward. So don't sleep on this guy. You may not have never heard of him, but he's tall, he's long, he's rangy, he's a middleweight, and he's not going to back down. So I know for sure it's going to be an action-packed fight. I just want to thank everybody for being here. I hope I didn't miss out on anybody. I know I always do, but thanks to my promoter. Thanks to everybody who always supported me from day one. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you all. Stacked night of boxing, April 28th at the Barclays Centre. Tickets will go on sale later this week. Plenty of pre-fight activity going to be around New York and the Brooklyn area. Thanks so much for coming today. We're going to clear this area. We're going to have head-to-heads with Harel and Johan and Danny and Maciej as well. And everyone's available for one-on-ones. Thank you for coming. Then we're going to go to the roof for some additional photos. Thank you, and we'll see you April 28th.
Can you put your cell phones down? Hopefully it'll get better. Can you guys put your cell phones down, please?